Test, test, test. J.D. McClure. Okay. Good afternoon, and thank you all for coming today. Before I start here, I want to walk you quickly through our investigation and where we stand in the case involving Nicole Amari Hall. So on Sunday, November the 20th, at approximately 9:15 a.m., Gwinnett County officers responded to a call of a missing child at 7049 Jimmy Carter Boulevard. This is the location for the Hometown Studios. When we arrived, we met with Brittany Hall, who reported that her child, Amari Hall, had been missing since approximately midnight the previous night. We immediately conducted a large-scale operation in which we worked to locate Amari. This included calling in all resources, our helicopters, our K-9. We conducted door-to-door searches. We conducted an extensive search, and there was no sign of Amari. Additionally, we believe that Amari at this point was not necessarily missing because there was no indication that she was truly a missing child. We compared statements that we had gotten from Brittany Hall and also her partner, Celeste Owen. We compared those statements with evidence that we gathered and recognized that those statements were indeed false. At that point, our investigation transitioned from a missing person case to indeed a homicide case. I'm deeply sad to report to you that at 10:45 this morning, the body of Amari Hall was discovered in the area of Stone Mill Trace in DeKalb County near the Stone Mountain Freeway. Within the next several hours, we will charge Celeste Owen with felony murder in connection with the death of Amari Hall. Additionally, Brittany Hall will be charged with concealing the death of another. We will continue to also investigate her role in this murder. My heart goes out to the extended family of Amari Hall. We worked diligently on this case. The investigators from our uniformed patrol officers who went out and searched the area, we worked extremely hard, and unfortunately these were not the results that we had hoped for. But that being said, we are happy to bring these individuals to justice. And I'd like to, once again, to thank the officers here. I'd also like to thank the residents at the Hometown Studios who were very helpful in our investigation as we searched door to door for Amari. At this time, I'll take several questions.
Chief, do you know the cause of death?
At this point, I will not speak to the cause of death. Our investigation is ongoing, so we hope to determine those facts and share that with you as they come. Again, this investigation is ongoing, so I will not speak specifically to motive or speculate on the cause of death.
Chief, what's the relationship between Celeste and Brittany?
Celeste and Brittany are partners in a domestic relationship.
So is Celeste going to be charged with felony murder?
That's correct.
Have the charges been made yet?
They will be made shortly.
Okay.
Chief, can you say how long the child had been dead?
I can't speculate on how long she had been dead. What I do know is that the timeline given in terms of when they allege that she was missing is not consistent with the evidence that we found.
Or where possibly she was killed?
Again, I can't release that information. We're still investigating. We're still, running down active leads at this time, so I can't pinpoint when exactly that happened.
Chief, two questions. How were you able to locate the child, and could you be more specific about the child's location near Stone Mill Trace and Stone Mountain Freeway? Was it in a wooded area? Can you describe that?
Yes, sir. So we were able to, through our investigation, again, interviewing Ms. Hall, alluded to a general idea of where the child may be located. At that point, we shifted our resources there, conducted a search, and located her in a wooded area in a neighborhood known as Stone Mill Trace.
Was that before or after she was arrested, Chief?
After.
Has there been any admission of involvement in this child's murder by either of them?
No. Not that I'm aware of. I don't think there's been a specific admission.
And they're both in jail. Do you have any idea when they're gonna make their first appearance?
Correct. Both are in jail now. Both have been charged with cruelty to children, and these are in regards to an incident that took place on a prior occasion that we were able to learn through the course of our investigation. And I don't know when their first appearance hearing is scheduled for.
This one's gotta hurt.
It's extremely painful. It's extremely painful. I think we all have family, and we recognize the innocence of an 8-year-old child. But I will say that, in these cases, it inspires investigators, officers, crime scene investigators, even more so, to work these cases. So although we can't bring her back, we can bring those responsible for her death to justice.
Chief, has there been a history of abuse of this child?
So we have researched our records. We don't have any complaints of abuse. We haven't responded to any calls regarding these suspects.
What was the nature of the cruelty to children charges against both of them? What happened? Can you be more specific about that?
During the course of our investigation, we just discovered evidence of abuse that occurred at a different hotel than the one they were staying at this point, and that's all I can say about those charges.
Can you speak to the status of her 2 other children?
Right, so her 2 other children, one is 6, one is 3 years old. They have been deprived, they have been taken into custody of DFACS. As best I can tell from having seen them, they appear to be okay.
When will you be able to, I don't know if this is speculative, but when would you be able to release more information about the cause of death?
Obviously, an autopsy is going to need to be performed, and then once we receive that information from the medical examiner's office, then that's something that we can share.
Will that be done by the GBI or the county medical examiner?
That'll be done by the county medical examiner.
Can you say how long she was in that area before you found her?
I cannot, ma'am. I can't speculate on that.
And Chief, if we could get the name of her partner again, Ms. Hall's partner?
Right, her name is Celeste Owen, Owen. She's 29 years old.
Do you guys know why they reported it as a missing child? That just to throw you guys off, or?
I can't speculate on why they reported her as missing. But again, our investigation revealed that Amari was not in fact missing.
Did Ms. Owens live at the hotel with Ms. Hall?
Yes, ma'am, she did.
They've both been charged with filing a false police report too, right? I think that's what we saw in the jail records.
Ms. Brittany Hall's been charged with filing a false report. Celeste Owen has been charged with giving false statements.
Okay.
How quickly did you guys kind of zero in on this is a homicide and not a missing child?
I think when you're conducting investigations, we obviously need to be open-minded. Very early on, all efforts were essentially put into the idea of locating a missing child. And so we searched extensively from the moment we received that call at 9:15 on Sunday morning all the way up through today. We were continuing to search. Again, during the course of that investigation, the statements that we were giving did not match the evidence that we had gathered very early on. So I would say relatively early in the investigation, we began to suspect foul play.
I think this was a plan between the 2 of them?
Sir, I can't speculate on what that involved.
I know you said that there was some concerning video in the surveillance footage that caused you to believe foul play might be involved. Can you speak to what was concerning?
I'm sorry, ma'am, can you repeat that?
We got a statement.
That was a statement that I made. So
Okay.
basically just some of the footage that they were viewing was not consistent with the statements being made.
Okay.
Chief, I don't know if you answered this question before, but I mean, do you know yet if this child was killed someplace else and then the body was dumped in this particular location, Stone Mountain, or?
So those are the facts that we're still investigating. Again, we have investigators on the scene at Stone Mill. We have investigators still here working at headquarters. Those are details that we're confident that we'll flush out.
Okay.
Okay. Any other questions? Thank you.
Thank you, Chief.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
All right.